Hi friends, Miss Carrie here from the West Haven Public Library, and welcome to the Tube Desk Organizer how-to video. Let's go over all the supplies that you should have received in your craft kit. You should have 3 cardboard tubes, some decorative gems, some glue, some decorative ribbon, some gem tape. You should have some cut-up solid paper and some cut-up wrapping paper. You're also going to need some scissors, and if you'd like, you can use some markers, crayons, or colored pencils. Okay, now that we've gone over all our supplies, let's get started. To begin our craft, we're going to need our tubes, the paper, some glue, and some scissors. So what we're going to do first is decide what kind of paper we'd like to decorate the tubes with. Once the tubes are all covered in paper, we're going to glue them together and then decorate them with the rest of the items. So you can use one sheet of paper if you'd like and just glue it around, or what you can do is take a second piece of paper and make a nice decorative trim if you'd like, or you can cut these into different shapes and glue them. However you want to do it works. So what I'm going to do is just take some solid paper and glue it around the tubes and then just cut off the extra paper. So you'll notice that the paper is going to be a little bit longer than the tubes, and then what you can do is either cut it off or you can just kind of fold it down and put a little bit of extra glue up here. So once we get to that step, I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to take our glue and just cover our tube with a generous amount of glue. Once we have a good amount of glue, we're just going to put it down, line it up with the edge of the paper just like that, and just kind of wrap it around like that. And then just press it down. And if you want, if you think it's a little too long, you can cut it a little bit, or you can just glue this part of the paper and then press it onto the tube. So I think I'm going to just cut my paper a little bit, just like that. And then I'm going to add a little bit more glue here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue in here. There we go. And then just push this down. Just like that. And it's okay if it doesn't look perfect because no one will see that part of it. And then there you go, we have one side, and now I'll do the next side. There we go. So I have one tube ready, and then I'm going to cut a little border with the decorative paper and wrap that around the edges. I'm ready to make the border for my first tube, and the really nice thing about this wrapping paper, you'll see that there's a little graph on the back. So this will help you cut a straight line. So I'm just going to follow the lines. It makes it a lot easier that way. Or if you don't want it to be straight, you can make it curvy, or you can make it a jagged edge, whatever you'd like to do. There we go. And then I'm just going to glue that along, just like that. Add some glue. And then I'm going to line it up to the bottom of my tube and then wrap it around just like that. And the same thing, if you want to cut it a little bit, you can, or you can just add a little bit of glue and then just overlap it. So I'm going to do that so I don't even have to cut it. And then there you go. I think I'm going to add a little more trim to the bottom. I'm just going to make that one a little bit thinner. So let me just cut that out. so I have my paper and my grid I'm following along and just cutting a nice strip. And then I'm just going to wrap it around. I finished adding the trim to my second tube. Now I'm going to complete my last one. So all 3 of my tubes have their decorative paper wrapped around them, and we're ready for the next step. So what we're going to be doing now is gluing all our tubes together. If you plan on using the ribbon and wrapping it around the tubes, I would say that you should do that first before you glue them together. So you can do that. If you're not planning on wrapping them around the tubes, then you can wait until they're glued together. So I think I'm going to take this ribbon and wrap it around the tubes, and then when I'm done with that, I'll show you how to glue them together. I've added some ribbon to 2 of the tubes, so now it's time to glue them all together so that they'll stick together and be a nice little desk organizer for you. So what you're going to do is take the first tube and you're just going to spread some glue along the spine of it. Just like that. And then you're going to decide which tube you'd like to stick it to. So I'm going to use this one, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue along the spine of this tube, just like that. And now I'm going to stick them together. So you're just going to stick the bottoms together. Just line them up just like that. And just kind of press them so that they stay together. And you may just have to let them sit and dry for a little bit. And now I'm going to glue the last one on. So I think I'm going to put that one right here just like that. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue. Right there. And then a little bit of glue right here to the spine of this one. And I probably didn't need to put glue all the way on the top, but that's all right, that will dry. So now I'm going to line this one up with the bottom of this one and just kind of hold it down for a minute, just so that it can stick together. So before you continue decorating, I would say you should probably let these sit for a little bit. Another helpful hint, if you feel that the glue is not sticking that well or if it's not sturdy enough, you can always take a stapler and just staple the ends just like that, just so that it sticks if it's not working for you. The glue will probably work. It should work pretty well if you just let it sit for a bit, but like I said, if you want some extra security for your desk organizer, you can always use a stapler. So I'm just going to let this sit and dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to finish decorating it with the gems. Okay, so my desk organizer has been drying. I did put a little staple in it just because I wanted to speed this up a little bit and show you how I'm going to add my little gems. See, it's still drying a little bit in the back. So what I'm going to do is just glue the gems on and just add a little pizzazz to my desk organizer. I've added my gems, so now what I'm going to do is just let the desk organizer sit and dry for a few hours before I add my office supplies, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. And here is my finished desk organizer. I think it looks really fun, really colorful. I've added some scissors, some markers, a pencil. I think it's going to look really great on my desk. Plus, it's going to help me stay a little bit neater and a little bit more organized. And I hope it does the same for you too. Okay, my friends, I hope that you enjoyed making this fun, recyclable craft. And I hope that you are all doing very well. And I get to see you very soon. Bye. Have a good day.